So I wanted to end the show and the week on a high note, and I have the perfect guest to do so. Meet one of my favorite new characters on television, the new Miss Hillary Banks.
Hillary, look who I found.
Will! Oh my God, y'all, look at this. This is my cousin Will. He just got here from Philly. Mom, I have 3,000 people watching my live.
Oh, you want 3,000 people to watch your mom throw your phone into the pool? Because we can do that.
Okay.
That was, of course, from Peacock's Bel-Air, a reboot of the 90s classic. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air played a huge part in shaping how Black characters were represented on screen, with characters that rejected some of the social and cultural stereotypes Black people were facing at the time. So reimagining a show that iconic was bound to be a tall task, but showrunners and the cast of Peacock's Bel-Air have actually nailed it, I have to say. And everybody's saying so right now. They put a dramatic spin on the classic show with a cast that just screams Black excellence, but they also make sure to touch on culturally relevant themes like gun violence, racism, and mental health. And joining me now is Rashid Newson. He's the executive producer and co-showrunner of Bel-Air. Also, Coco Jones, who plays Hillary Banks. Thank you both for being here. Rashid, I'll start with you. You seem to have beaten the reboot curse in that your show is similar enough to the original, but distinct to the point where fans of the original can appreciate the characters they love in a new way. Tell us about how you walk the fine line between developing something new while keeping true to the source material.
Well, everyone who worked on the show is a fan of the show, so we went into it with that sort of love and respect for the source material. And the trick for us was to just look at a story you think you know and ground it, and then try to see what happens then. So you know from the comedy, this kid got into one little fight and his mom sent him across the country. Our job was to say, well, what kind of fight actually makes a mother put her only son in a plane and send him to relatives he hasn't seen in years? So we just sort of took what was there and we played it as if it were real.
I love that so much. I mean, Coco, Hillary is totally different than in the original version. Talk about how you went about updating Hillary in your portrayal of her. I really love it.
Thank you so much. I feel like Hillary and her storyline are a lot more relatable. So I didn't have to do much to make her feel like the everyday girl, because I feel like Hillary. I'm in an industry where I feel like there are so many obstacles that are out of my control based on how I look. And just like Hillary, the theme of my story is, as long as I prevail, I will get to what I want. So I feel like Hillary is relatable because her storyline is so relatable.
Wait, so you just said something that I think will resonate so much with young Black girls, young girls at home, which is you feel like there are obstacles in your way, and you want Hillary to be relatable so that folks can connect with the fact that obstacles about how you look or your background, those are universal themes. I mean, how do you think Hillary connects so well, and why do you think she connects so well with the audience, given the fact that she's so different? I mean, we love Hillary from the original, but I can't look up to an airhead. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Hard.
Well, no, what I think resonates with the audience about Hillary is that she has this idea of how her life is going to play out. And regardless of the opinions that contradict that, she refuses to give up. And also, she's a hustler. She's a chef, and she's cooking for the culture. She has recipes that her grandma passed down to her from generations. Like, she's really connected, and food is how she connects and what she's striving for. Even though she comes from this upper echelon upbringing, you have to earn that. And Hillary's on the one track to get it.
I love it so much. Rashid, why do you think Fresh Prince resonates across many generations? I feel like people are coming to this show who were too young for the original, but may have seen it subsequently. And then there's a whole generation that is coming to these characters for the very first time. Do you feel like it's really the family story that is the reason folks resonate across generations? I mean, or is it something else?
People do love it because it's a family story, and it's an intergenerational story. I mean, Hillary, one of our best storylines is Hillary's conflict with her mother, Aunt Viv, and people relate to that. It's mothers and daughters, it's sisters and brothers. That family story is universal, and a lot of those issues ring true. It doesn't matter how much money you have or what zip code you live in.
So in the last few minutes here, I want to talk about the music, because the music on the show is the bomb. And I learned that you worked with a number of different artists, including Kendrick Lamar, Terrace Martin, Robert Glasper, or Robert Glasper and Terrace Martin, who have collaborated with Kendrick Lamar. I stand corrected. Talk about working with these artists to nail down the tone. I mean, why do you think music is so important to how you feel watching the show?
Well, I think music helps people drive emotion, and it kind of connects them to what they're seeing. We've got a great music team. We've also got Morgan Cooper, who directed the trailer that got this started and directed the pilot on board with music. He's sort of our aficionado on that topic. When we went to the writer's room, one of the first things he gave us is a playlist for every character. So music has been a big part of how we see these characters and how we shape and tell the story.
Music is really, really important. And Coco, you do music. Talk about how important music has been to you and why you think it adds almost like another character and another level to the show itself.
Yeah, music has been the main theme of my life for as long as I can remember, and acting was the next thing I bothered my mom enough to convince her to let me try. But music for me is just another form of expression, and I think what I love about acting and music is that they help me kind of make each other better. Like, I can write a story based on another perspective, and that's acting to see how I would feel. Or when I'm acting, I know how to make those emotions like transparent through the screen because I make them through music and sonically. So for me, music is a huge part of my life. And I know without Bel-Air, I wouldn't be here today talking about music. And so I wanted to talk about my single that's coming out on the 25th of March.
Yes. Amazing. What's the name of your single?
It's called Caliber.
Everybody make sure to go download that. Coco Jones and Rashid Newsom, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited about the reboot. It's so terrific. Everybody online is talking about how great it is. So congratulations and thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. Hi, I'm Zerlina Maxwell. Thanks for checking out our channel on YouTube. You can see more from Zerlina by clicking any of the videos on this screen, and make sure you subscribe below to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. Thanks for watching.